excited to take you behind the scenes of my journey as a lawyer, whether it's a reflection on why I chose this career or a look at one of the most memorable days in my career. So sit back and join me for a bit of storytelling. Let me start by sharing a little about why I chose law in the first place. For many, the path to becoming a lawyer is a mix of personal experiences, family influences, and perhaps even a little bit of serendipity. For me, it was the intersection of justice and advocacy that really drew me in. I've always believed that everyone deserves to have their voice heard, especially when they might not have the resources to stand up for themselves. So, growing up, I watched people around me struggle with situations where they weren't fully aware of their rights or how to protect them. And that also includes me. I have had situations where I didn't know what to do or what rights I had. So, whether it was a small business owner, like handling some kind of dispute, or someone facing an unfair accusation, I saw so many moments where understanding the law could change the course of someone's life. And that's what really lit the spark. I wanted to be the person who could step in and make a difference. I wanted to advocate for those who were vulnerable, to help shape outcomes in a fair and just manner, and ultimately to serve the public good. Of course, the decision to pursue isn't just about passion, it's about the challenge. So law is a career that constantly evolves. So every case, every client, every statute, it brings new opportunities to grow intellectually and personally. It also demands critical thinking, empathy, and a deep commitment to truth and fairness. So now let me walk you through one of the best days or worst days I've ever had as a lawyer. It's not always about the big wins, the high profile cases or the accolades. Sometimes it's about those moments where deep down you made a real difference in someone's life, or you did not make any difference in someone's life. So this was my first case as a lawyer representing a family whose daughter was kidnapped and abused 18 years ago. She was now 36 years old with two children. Uh, I met them outside the courtroom. Her husband, children, parents, and parent in laws were outside the courtroom for another hearing. In For 18 years, the family had been struggling from courtroom to courtroom, seeking justice and punishment for the perpetrators. They were already struggling financially and approached me, distraught and feeling helpless. But they had one thing that kept them going, and that was hope. After reviewing the details of the case, it was clear to me that the case wasn't cut and dry. It wasn't one of those cleaner or easier cases. There were legal loopholes, there were technicalities, bribery, police inefficiencies, and the possibility of a long, drawn out court battle that could potentially leave my clients even worse off. So, unfortunately, this case seemed like an eternity and went into an eternal spiral, hoping for justice. However, that moment when my clients realized that their family would stay together, that their life wouldn't be torn apart, was one of the most rewarding experiences I ever had in my career. In that moment, I realized that being a lawyer isn't just about knowing the law, it's about being a trusted advisor, a problem solver, and someone who stands alongside people in their most challenging times. And that was and remains one of the most fulfilling, yet disappointing days of my brief legal career. And I decided to quit my legal career in Indian law. As I reflect on my career, I realize that what makes being a lawyer so unique is that it's more than a job, it's a calling. It's about fighting for fairness, about knowing that every case you take on can have a ripple effect, not just on your client, but on society as a whole. And I've always believed that law is a tool that should be used for good to protect the vulnerable, to advocate for the voiceless, and to ensure that the rule of law is respected no matter who you are. Thank you for taking time to listen to my story. Whether you're considering a career in law or just curious about what it's like, I hope this gives you a glimpse into what I find so rewarding or disappointing about this profession. Remember, law isn't just about legal jargon and courtrooms. It's about people. If you have any questions on my journey, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks again for watching.